Hi, this is Brad with Copper Creek Cuts, a lawn care company in Northeast Florida. And today, as you can see, we've got some fountain grasses that need trimming. Now this video, I'm gonna be experimenting. I've only done this property once before last year, so I haven't done fountain grasses enough to know what I'm doing. Last time, my brother helped me, and what he ended up doing was just grabbing it by the base and holding it. And that was pretty sketchy because the blade was pretty much, a foot from his hand and his leg. So I'm not doing that this year. I've seen a lot of people use duct tape. I don't know if my local limb debris site where I dump all this stuff is gonna be okay with that, so I'm a little nervous. We've also got some bungees. But the bigger issue is that obviously the most economical way to do this when you're talking about your time is to wrap everything and then cut everything. And I've only got a dozen or so of these bungees. So even if these bungees end up working, I'm gonna have to bungee what I have until I run out of bungees, then cut everything, then unstrap all those, then re-bungee them. So I think I'm probably just gonna see if we can get away with the duct tape, and it'll be one of those beg for forgiveness rather than ask for permission things at the dump site whenever we're taking care of everything. Now when it comes to what we're gonna use to do this job, last year I brought this articulating hedge trimmer. I thought it would be real great because I could just hold the power base steady, with everything in the shape of an L with the articulation, and then just cut right through stuff and it would work great. Unfortunately, that did not work because if you can imagine in your mind real quick a doctor doing surgery, or a surgeon, I guess, would be doing surgery, and they've got a scalpel. Scalpel is razor thin, right? And because that's the best design for cutting. This, I don't know what kind of a guard you would call this. It's some kind of a guard, but this really interferes with the cutting action of this articulating hedge trimmer through this thick fountain grass, especially once you've bundled everything up into a really tight bundle. These things, they almost act like a wedge and keep the blades from actually being able to cut anymore. So your blades will cut, their ½ inch or whatever, and then everything else is getting hung up here on this. So I told you last year my brother helped. He had to kind of push everything down so there was a little bit of space in between, and I almost had to saw back and forth with this. So we got the job done, but it definitely was not the most efficient way to do it. So this year we're going to try out the Echo 58-volt hedge trimmer. If you've seen my review on it, I've got some issues with it, especially how long it takes to rev up. So it takes about, in my unscientific testing, somewhere between 2 and 2.5 seconds to rev up to full, which is pretty annoying. And it might be annoying on this, but I think cutting with this is gonna be better because it doesn't have that guard with all those prongs in it. So I think this is gonna be a much more efficient way to cut these once they are bundled up, whether that's with duct tape or bungees. So that's why you'll see me using this on the project. So now I think the only flaw in my plan is that I didn't bring enough duct tape. I did not anticipate how much it would take. This might be taking the place as one of the worst lawn care experiences. At this point, I figure I might as well embrace how horrible this job has become and just go a step further.